a guide for speedrunning Smash 64. This guide specifically is a beginner guide. I'm planning on making 3 guides: a beginner guide, an intermediate guide, and an advanced guide. This guide is more specifically towards people who are new to the game or new to running the game, and just to kind of give you an idea of general strategies that can be helpful in getting a faster time. On the left, I've got kind of a guide partially to myself as well, just to make sure I go over the topics I want to do on for beginners. So I guess I will start off. So the first thing you want to do, aside from making sure you got your difficulty and your number of stocks set, is make sure you turn the timer to an infinite time. The reason for this is at the end of every stage, if you have the timer on, it will take about a second for each stage to count how many points you get for how much time you have left at the end of the stage. So by turning this to infinite time, you skip that score count, which saves you a second for every single stage, which is about a full second, 11 seconds saved over the course of the run. So it's pretty significant. And it's all you do is press a button, and there you go, you save 11 seconds. Anyways, the way this guide is going to be playing through is I'm currently on an emulator. I'm not on console for that. I always do my runs on console, but I'm currently on emulator for reasons of I can change characters in the middle of a one-player mode, and I can set save states so I can replay stages with a different character. So I will select Pikachu for the starts. Doesn't really matter. I'm changing my characters throughout anyways. One thing to keep note of is this guide is mostly for very easy 5 stock. You have 5 stocks. Don't be worried if you're going to lose a stock. You've got 5 stocks unless you're a character that specifically uses suicides as a strat, like Giant for DK and Kirby. Almost every other character, if you end up losing a stock, or you might lose a stock, don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. And that said, I will start my guide, I guess. I guess the character I use doesn't really matter. So for most characters in most stages, a general idea to do is to, like, Blink's not going to move, but what you can do with most characters is throw them in a certain direction, left or right, and this is probably not the best way of doing it, so I'll try this again. For Link stage specifically, I wasn't really paying attention as I was going through, but Link stage specifically, it's better to throw to the left because the tent's in the way there. So you grab him, you throw to the left, and you just keep throwing to the left or attacking him to the left. And just prevent him from going on the stage, and then he'll just fall to his death. That pretty much applies to every character, and you can use this for every single character. A few characters have different strats you could use, but this applies to every character, and at the beginner level, every character can do this, and this isn't a bad strategy at all for any character. Next is Yoshi team. There's some characters like Donkey Kong. Yes, I changed characters midway. I'm on emulator. Some characters like Donkey Kong have a move like up B that just immediately KOs everything. So like I could stand up here and just spam up B on everything that comes by, and it just instantly one-shot KOs everything. So, and I just realized I forgot to save state, so I'm going to SD and use a different character. Probably shouldn't have picked 5 stocks for the guide, but oh well, my bad. So, and also in a speedrun, game overs are allowed, and yes, this is Samus. Save. There we go. So characters that don't have one-hit KO moves, general strategies you can use is throws. Every character's throw will KO the Yoshis. So you can just chase them, you can throw them. Smash attacks for the most part will also work. That was my forward smash. Neutral aerials, most characters' aerials will KO Yoshis as well. I'm just using a bunch. Pretty much almost any move will KO the Yoshi team. For most characters. So it's pretty much just test around and check to see which move you want to use and just go from there. Characters that do have instant KO options. There was Donkey Kong I showed earlier. That was too late to switch over. Mario has down B, which is generally probably the best move to use for Yoshi team, because it just immediately KOs them for the same reason. Sometimes they'll get knocked off the top, but you can pretty much just down B everything and it will KO them all off the side. Specific to Mario, if you mash down B, you cannot raise yourself up. So like if I down B here, I can raise myself up to hit that one. An important thing to note for multi-man stages, or for any stage, KOs off the top, like for example, Mario's up B will KO characters off the top. It takes a long time for them to die off the top, so generally this is not advised. I will quickly go through a whole bunch of other characters that have one-hit KO moves. Samus is one with her up B. It's not the most reliable, but if you just up B something and just drift your way to the others, you can get several in a row. Something like this. But sometimes they will fall out of it, like that yellow Yoshi just did. And that's pretty much Samus. One of the fun ones to use, Yoshi. Yes, my color is matching other Yoshi colors. That's because of the code I'm using to change characters. Yoshi has two moves that are really good for this. One is down tilts. You could have one strategy of just standing up here and just spamming down tilts and hoping to hit everything. And right now, Yoshis aren't really cooperating. But this is one thing you can do, just spam down tilt everywhere. Another strategy, which a lot of people do, is throwing eggs. Eggs will one-hit KO anything any Yoshi. So you could just throw eggs and try to finish the stage that way. Those are the two main methods of dealing with the Yoshi team with Yoshi. Next is Kirby. Kirby, neutral air is generally the move that most people use. The issue with Kirby's throws, I said that for every character you can use throws. That's back throw, it KO'd off the top, and that's forward throw, KO'd off the top. So pretty much anything else, neutral air, down smash, forward smash, even up air, will all KO the Yoshis. Pretty much everything except for down air and forward air. Any other move will KO Yoshis. The last one that has special moves that will KO Yoshi team is Fox, in which his down B shine move is probably by far the best move to use for Yoshi team, because it just immediately KOs them. You just follow wherever they are and then just use it, and then just immediately KOs everything. And if you're lucky, you can get 2 or 3 in a row. Anyways, that's pretty much everything I want to say about Yoshi team for the beginners. So next, I'm going to move on to the Fox stage. I don't have anything special I had planned for that, so save state before I forget. So for Fox, on harder difficulties, he will run to you, but on very easy, you have to run to him. And generally the strategy is just throw him and attack him towards the left-hand side, and just try to get him off the stage. And once he's off stage, just prevent him from getting back on stage. You can use attacks like that, or you can use a downer spike or something like that. But that's pretty much the strategy for every character. So I won't be going through each character for that. Bonus stages. Targets, you don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is just SD as soon as you can. And that's pretty much it. Just SD as fast as you can. For Mario Brothers, what I would advise doing is at the beginner level, the first few times you're going through, at the very least, focus on only one of them. So for example, I'm going to focus on Mario because he starts right here. And then just try to attack him till he dies, and then focus on Luigi. I just realized I didn't save state, so... But yeah, just focus on one and then focus on the other. Actually, I don't think I really need to... There's no really special strats at the beginner level. It's just try to KO both of them. What I see some people do, especially beginners, is try to get both at once. Sometimes you succeed, but most of the time, they both end up surviving and you just end up with the worst time. So at least at the beginner level, I recommend going for one at a time. And once you get more comfortable, then maybe start finding better strategies. But at first, I'd say focus on one at a time. Save state and move on. For Pikachu, I don't know which character to select, so I kind of just press a whole bunch. Okay, I'm Kirby. For Pikachu, for most characters, you could do something like that, which was kind of me being lucky. Let's try that again. What's a better character actually for this? Luigi. Let's go with Luigi. So for Luigi, or for most characters, the best thing to do with Pikachu is to throw him off the stage, kind of like every other character, and like try to get him off the right-hand side. So throw him off the stage, and sometimes he just won't recover and it will happen. There's two characters that have special strategies you can use. One is Donkey Kong. The general strategy with Donkey Kong in one-player mode is you have 5 stocks, and this is something you can do. So that's one stock you're going to lose, but you immediately end the stage. So as long as you don't lose all your stocks, every stock you can save, you can use as a suicide on certain stages. There's Pikachu, Giant DK, and Metal Mario are the 3 commonly used for suicide strats because it's really fast. The other character that has a suicide strategy is Kirby. The best way I can recommend doing this is roll to the edge of the stage and then hold neutral B. And the only issue is sometimes Pikachu won't respond. If you get Pikachu or any AI, all you have to do is don't touch anything. They will wiggle themselves hopefully off the stage. Sometimes they wiggle themselves on the stage, but if they wiggle themselves off the stage, then that's what happens, and then you instantly finish the stage. And luckily for Kirby, Pikachu dies first, and Metal Mario dies first. So on both of those stages, if you do the neutral B suicide, you will not lose a stock. So that's extra stocks you don't have to worry about. But that's pretty much it for Pikachu. Save before I forget. Next is Giant Donkey Kong. So the general strategy here is just deal damage however you can. Captain Falcon up tilt deals a whole bunch of damage, but deal damage to a decent amount and then try to get a KO. And that worked better than I was hoping. Let's do that again with a different character. Let's use Pikachu. So pretty much just deal damage any way you can. Up tilt deals damage for Pikachu. And then once his damage is high enough, like where it is right now, use moves to try to knock him off. Like, for example, forward smash and stuff like that. And just try to KO him once his damage is high enough. There's a couple of characters that have special moves you can do. It's the same too, again, and for the same reasons. Apparently I'm DK with an ally DK just because of how the thing worked. If you grab DK and come off stage, you can suicide with him and then it just immediately finishes the stage. Sometimes you have bees like you did, but it works fairly well. Kirby is another one where it's a little bit more challenging to get to work, but it's the same idea. I would roll to the side and then press neutral B and then wait for him to fall in. Apparently this didn't work out as planned, so I will try that again. Most of the strats are not 100% guaranteed. Actually, I shouldn't say most. Some strats are not 100% guaranteed. I got unlucky that Link attacked Giant DK. But again, just press neutral B and then don't touch anything, and they will just immediately end the stage. There is one more character that has a special strategy, and that is Yoshi. For Yoshi, if you put him into an egg and then push the egg off, that didn't work. But just put him in an egg and then he'll just get KO'd off the side. I guess you have to be on the main platform for it to work, but that's the strategy you can use, and that instantly finishes the stage. And that's pretty much it for Giant DK. So I will move on to for the platforms. So again, it's just SD as fast as you can. Pikachu can up B if you want, or you can just run off the stage like that. And now I will save state before I forget. Kirby team is similar to... Who have I not used yet for this? I don't think I've used Jigglypuff yet. Kirby team is similar to Yoshi team in that moves deal a lot more knockback than normal. So generally throwing them away is... all throws are going to KO. So for example, Jigglypuff's back throw. The issue with Jigglypuff's forward throw is it will KO off the top instead, which, as I said, is not what you want to do. But otherwise, if you just do throws, you'll KO all of them no problem. Otherwise, characters with special moves again include Fox, where it's the same thing, it's just down B and it will just immediately KO them most of the time. Just like that. Another character with the instant finish is DK. Where you just up B and then you can instantly KO them again, even though I'm failing. So pretty much the same idea. Kirby, in this case, it's better to use up air than any other move. So up air just immediately KOs them. unless they shield. So, there we go. Other than that, I'm looking at the other characters, and I don't see another character that has, or sorry, there's one more. And yes, this is going to look repetitive compared to... Oh, I still have Kirby selected. There we go. Mario's down B again is an instant KO, usually. So you can come up here and then just use down B, and it will usually KO. The only issue is sometimes you might get a KO off the top. So usually what I do with Mario is I try to hit them with down B and then move myself so that they'll get knocked away from it. Sometimes they'll recover though, so, or that will happen. But if you don't move and you just stay still, they'll just die off the top. So that's kind of a risky thing. Worst case scenario, a throw will work. That's pretty much it for Kirby team. I should be reading just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright, so save states. And Samus, I said earlier that you should try to kill off the side instead of off the top, or kill off the bottom. The issue with Samus is that's really hard to do. So generally what I try to do is I try to bring Samus as high as I can, and then try to do a finishing move unless Samus decides to do that. Because the blast zones off the side are very wide, so very few moves will KO off the sides before you can KO off the top. So pretty much just deal damage as best you can, and then use a move that KOs off the top. A couple of exceptions to this, again, is DK. I'm kind of lucky I got DK. I had both DK and Mario selected. If you charge a punch and then deal a bit of damage, like just throw Samus off the stage, a giant punch will immediately KO Samus off the side, which is way faster than killing off the top. Another character is Yoshi. Kind of. Yoshi, what I would recommend doing for Yoshi is up tilts. This is kind of a sort of not easy combo on Samus, but up tilt into down air. It deals a lot of damage. Except sometimes it's hard to hit, but down air in general deals a lot of damage. And once Samus is at high enough percents, you don't have to do that combo. You can do anything you want, and I'm just getting hit by everything. Up smash, it will KO at fairly low percentages, and even if you KO off the top, it's the Samus stage. The sooner you can finish it, the better for most characters. The issue with Samus is there aren't that many viable strategies. The last character that I'm going to... Actually, there's two more characters. Kirby. Again, you want to deal damage. Down air is pretty good for that. Up tilt is also pretty good up until certain points. But what I like to do is do a short hop and then down air. Except for the part where Samus is just going everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to try this again because Samus moved away as I was explaining. So I like to do a short hop and a down air, which is quickly press the C button and then press down and A. And you don't have to Z cancel this or anything like that if you time it properly. Build enough damage and then forward smash. I didn't build enough damage there, but even if you don't, an aerial will KO Samus at that point. But that's a character you can KO off the side. And the last one is Jigglypuff, although this one is risky. Jigglypuff, it's the same idea as Kirby, just use a lot of down airs or up tilts, because up tilts actually comes into itself fairly well. Oops. And eventually just finish with a down B rest. Hero was fairly high on the stage, so KO'd off the top. But Jigglypuff's rest will KO Samus. The only issue is if you miss, you're going to lose a lot of time. But that's pretty much the end of this stage. Whoops. And I accidentally pressed restore, so instead of save, so I'll just do it one more time. So down air, a whole bunch of up tilts, and then down B. And then that will just finish the stage. Save, and then next stage. I will swap over to Pikachu, I guess. So for Metal Mario, you want to deal as much damage as you can, and then KO him off the side. So, like up smash, up tilts, pretty much anything you can do that deals a lot of damage fairly quickly. Up until you get to a decent amount, and then you can throw him off, or you can just attack him off, or something like that. And then just try to KO him that way. So that's one way you can do it. And it applies to every character you can do this. As usual, there's a couple of characters that have special things, and they're the same characters as before. DK being one of them. So for DK, just jump up, grab him, and that's the end of the stage. The other one with a special thing is Kirby. The issue with Kirby is it's hard to get Metal Mario to actually come to you, but you can just roll and then just hold neutral B, and he will eventually just jump to you, and then he'll wiggle off. In this case, he's wiggling off the wrong way, but I usually just roll and then press neutral B, and then hope he wiggles off. Again, he's going off the wrong way. And sometimes he'll just randomly do that for no reason, which is never a bad thing. But you get the idea. So next stage is Race to the Finish. I'll just pick Captain Falcon because he's the fastest and there's not really much to say about this. Actually, there is one thing I can't say about this. Where's Fox? So there's one thing about this stage that catches a lot of people. I'm pressing the C button and I can't, okay. First I'll get this guy out of the way. There we go. So right now I'm pressing the C button and I can't get over this thing because I'm pressing sideways. And a lot of people, when they see this, they try to double jump on top to get around. You can get by just pressing up on the control stick. And that's a single jump and you can get above it. It applies to every character. Every character can get over this by pressing up on the control stick. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. One other thing related to this, I have a save state so I can go back to it. Here, it's the same idea, where Fox, he can't get over this, but if I press up, he can. There's a few characters that have something like this in their break the targets, but where if you press up, he'll jump over the platform. Some characters you do have to double jump, like for example, in Falcon's, he can't jump high enough, so you do have to double jump. But some characters, you can just use up to jump and you can clear a platform that doesn't look like you should be able to clear. Anyways, going back to the one-player mode, in which I just realized I forgot to save after Metal Mario. So I'll quickly do it with regular DK. Just grab and then go off, and then that's it. So Race to the Finish is pretty much just run to the end, press up to jump over those, dodge these if you can, And basically just run to the end. Jump over these. And that's basically it for Race to the Finish. There's nothing really special, at least for the beginner level, so that's pretty much all it is you have to do. Polygon team. Oops, this is for save. That is actually the worst time to save. I just saved at Falcon. So I will just quickly game over and then restart this. Because I don't really have a restore point that let me change characters. So for fighting Polygon team, it's the same idea as the Yoshi team. The only problem is there's a lot less that will actually KO. Like for example, forward air KO'd Yoshi's, no problem for Luigi, but now nothing's actually KOing as well. So when all this fails, just grab. Same thing as Yoshi team, grab will be an instant KO. And you can pretty much do grabs for every character on this. And you can just basically go through the mode like that. Some characters have special moves that you can do instead. For example, restore. Mario, for example, same as Yoshi team and as Kirby team. He's got down B, which instantly KOs. Next character is DK. Where again his up B is an instant KO. And yeah, that's basically it. Next character that has a move that will instantly KO is, and I highly recommend using this move, is Samus. Grabs do KO, but this is Samus's grab, and if you miss a polygon, it takes that long for it to go through. Instead, if you do an up B, that's a bad example, but if you get them in the middle like that, that will KO them. Sometimes. Apparently I'm not really getting good luck with this. Other moves you can use are... Actually, that doesn't even KO, so... Yeah, up B is probably the best move to use. It's better to use the aerial up B because it will keep them in easier. Grounded up B will knock them off the top, but aerial up B, they'll be stuck where you are. So like I sometimes jump and then up B to get the aerial version of it. Or I go from below and then up B from below. But that's pretty much Samus. Otherwise, another character with a move that is good to know about is Kirby. And I just realized I skipped Yoshi, so I'll go back to Yoshi. So Kirby, neutral air is a move that KOs. The issue with the difference between neutral air and up air is neutral air will KO at the very start of it, while up air will KO at any part of it. So you can pretty much just use up air and then just let the move KO everything. I personally prefer up air over neutral air, but some people prefer neutral air, so it's kind of a toss-up. And that's pretty much it for Kirby. Going back a character to Yoshi. So there's two things with Yoshi. One, again, is eggs will instantly KO everything. So you can stand on the bottom here and just throw eggs everywhere. The other one is, again, down tilt is an instant KO. So one thing I see a lot of people do, which isn't a bad strategy, is throw eggs until someone drops right in front of them, and then they'll use down tilts. So like, for example, Link's right in front of me, so I'll just walk up to him and use down tilts, and then throw eggs at everyone else. Lastly is Fox. Where again, down B is just an instant KO. Oops. And you can basically just use it as a way to KOing everything as well. So that's pretty much it, so I guess I'll just quickly run through Fox. Oops. So that's basically it for those. I think I showed DK already. Every other character you can pretty much use throws. Lastly is, and I will actually save because I kind of need to show different characters. Master Hand. You want to use a move that deals a lot of damage. So stuff like Luigi, he's got up smash that deals a fair amount of damage. His aerials deal a bunch of damage. Like he can do 2 aerials and a jump, and that's a lot of damage. And when he uses his gun move, you can just use fireballs to attack him. And that's pretty much it for Luigi that I could think of. I guess I'll go through each character one at a time. Mario actually is the same thing as Luigi, same moves and pretty much the same idea. DK, the general strat for Master Hand, is up smash, and pretty much just up smash. So pretty much just go underneath him and then just spam up smash. Unless he's somewhere like that where you can hit him with something else. But otherwise, it's pretty much just spam up smash. This is probably the one stage that causes DK the most trouble. Every other stage he's really fast, except this stage. So this is pretty much all you'd have to do for DK. Next character is Link. Or an easy strategy. There's 2 you could really do. One that I would probably say is better than the other. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. Depends on the situation. But you can use down airs, and that deals, like, especially if you bounce off of them, that's 2 hits that deal 12 damage each. That's 24 damage. And yeah, you can just do that over and over again. The other strategy for Link is just spamming up tilts, which deals less damage per hit, but you get more hits off at a time. Next character is Samus, where Samus, of all characters, actually has one of the fastest Master Hand moves, and that is up smash. He's at 300% damage. He took 30 damage, but he moved away right away. But this is up smash. It just shreds him completely. It's at 86 damage, and he only did 2 moves, and I wasn't purposely trying to hit him the entire time. Next is Captain Falcon, and I apparently selected 2 characters at once. Captain Falcon, the best strategy people use, or the most commonly used strategy, is up tilts. It deals a lot of damage for a tilt because it has 2 hits to it. Like, look how fast it's already at half damage, and we're only this far into the match. Next is Ness. If you're comfortable with double jump canceling, I would highly recommend doing double jump canceling. If not, you can do 2 aerials in a jump. So if you're able to double jump cancel up airs. And that brings his damage down. If you're not comfortable with that, you can do 2 aerials, like 2 down airs or 2 up airs, something like that. So there's a few things you can do. You can do something like that. Next character, Yoshi. Don't have to worry about double jump cancels. He's the fastest character at completing this, or one of. For reasons of his downer, just shreds Master Hand. Already Master Hand has pretty much not that much health left. Next character is Kirby. Where Kirby is just spam up tilt. And Kirby has a down B, which you can use to dodge a lot of the moves. But up tilt is basically the move you want to use. And that's pretty much it for Kirby. Fox is unique in this, in that he has a few ways to deal with Master Hand that are unique to him. A lot of people use up tilts on Master Hand, which is completely fine. It's not really the fastest move, as you can tell. The damage isn't going down really fast, but it's not bad. I'm waiting for him to use the gun move, because if he does go away, you can use lasers, which... Oh, I thought I was using the gun move. But like, if he's doing something over there, you can spam lasers. And it will hit him each time. So the gun move, Fox is the only character where you want to see the gun, because it's a free tons of damage you can deal to him. Pikachu, there's 2 moves you can really do with Pikachu, up tilt and up smash. Both are pretty good. Neither one's really... I can't remember which one's better, but you can use both. Up smash deals more damage, but you hit it off less often. Well, up smash is less damage, but more frequent. Or you can just alternate between the 2, which actually is better in a way because it still moves. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do for Pikachu. Jigglypuff, you'll notice a trend with all these characters that I'm using moves with. I'm not using any multi-hit moves except for characters like Yoshi, where it just deals a ton of damage. The reason for it is multi-hit moves. Like, here's a... No, Master Hand's actually attacking me. Here's how fast I can do down there with if I'm not hitting him. And you can see how much delay there is in the move if I do hit him. So, like you can see I'm barely moving there, versus if I'm over here, it just goes really quickly. So, although each down air deals 30 damage, the issue is it takes a long time for that 30 damage to actually go through. And yeah, so the exception to this is Jigglypuff, where Jigglypuff doesn't really have another viable move. I mean, up tilt kind of works, but you can use either up tilt or you can use down air. Either one works. I personally think down air might actually be a good move for this, for specifically Jigglypuff, but only for Jigglypuff. Otherwise, every character has, well, I showed the other moves where it's 1 or 2 hit moves that deal a lot of damage. But Jigglypuff's moves are slow or something else. Anyways, a few special things about Master Hand. You can shield most of his moves, and it doesn't really hurt. You can also do double arrow, actually, I forgot to mention that. Which might actually be faster. If your character doesn't have an attack that can go and chase Master Hand, like a projectile, then you kind of have to wait. If Master Hand doesn't move like this, you can attack him as he's coming across from the background. And finally, that's not the move I was looking for. The move where he tries to poke you. I'll wait for him to use it. This you can shield, or you can attack him, or something like that. I'm waiting for him to use the poke move. Because most moves you can shield, the poke move is one you do not want to shield. I'm just waiting. Master Hand is not cooperating. Just waiting for one move, and he is not doing it. I want to show it because it's something that catches a lot of people off guard when it happens. So... and another gun move. Wow, I'm... okay. I'll go back to 0%. He does not want to use that move. Yeah, this is one you can attack him from the background. Or you can attack him at this point. Wow. Just one move. You can also roll to dodge some moves. Come on. I'm waiting for a single move. This is really weird RNG. Nope. Okay. There we go. So the issue with using shield, the poke move immediately breaks your shield. So you can shield pretty much any move except for that one. Because no matter what situation is, except that one didn't hit me in my shield both times. But yeah, you can shield stuff as well, most of the other moves, but you have to keep in mind how much you're shielding because If you shield too much, your shield will break. And in the specific case of Jigglypuff, that's an immediate stock loss. So be careful how much you shield. And otherwise, that's basically all I really have to say for beginners. So that's, I guess, going to be it for that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say, but I think that's everything. So I guess one last thing to... I'm too lazy to press resets, so I'm just going to quit out here. So one last thing, make sure that you have, or just a reminder, make sure that you set the timer to infinite, so that way you save time, 11 seconds. Other than that, that was pretty much a beginner's guide through each of the stages, so hopefully that helps you guys out. And I will be making an intermediate guide and an advanced guide as well for very easy, so if anyone is wanting to see those, I'm pretty much making them at the same time as this, so they should all be up at the same time. And yeah, hopefully that works. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your speedruns.